Hello Libra. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Libra is your sun, your moon, or your rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free. It does not cost you anything. If there's something you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Libra, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And Four of Cups. It's good. It's stable. It's steady. It's a boat that is anchored. Maybe it's in a nice cove somewhere. There's no storms approaching. There are no holes in the boat. There's no holes in the sails either. Maybe it's time we take this vessel on a journey, right? I feel like in an emotional way, on the level of your heart, I think you're feeling that it's time for a change, that something is ready to break, something is ready to burst forth, right? Something is ready, kind of sounds like the Aliens movie. One of my favorite movies, by the way. We're ready for something more. We're ready for the next level. We're ready for this explosive, exciting, next level of life. Something to really get our blood pumping, something to get things moving again. This is a very good situation. This is, okay, cool, I made it. This is a safe place. Let's keep going. Let's move on. Let's say, what's coming next. Yeah. Let's put this card into some context. Let's see where this is headed. Well, see there we've got, this is exactly it. Now that 4 becomes a 5, right? Now we've got movement. This isn't the wind in our sails. This is you. This is your engine, right? We're not relying on the wind. We're not relying on something to just come and, blow us in a certain direction, or waiting on something outside of ourselves in order to get moving. No, this is an impulse coming from within you. This is you picking up yourself and going forward, right? And I think that's a very good difference, very important difference between the wind in our sails, waiting for something outside of us to kind of get going that we can kind of, grab onto to help pull us or push us. No, this is saying we are moving by our own inertia. That we're gathering the forces within us and we are pushing. Okay, 2 of Cups. 6 of Wands. You overcame something already. And that's where maybe you got out of a storm, right? This is a card of victory. You had some harmony. You triumphed over some sort of adversity, some sort of obstacle or challenge or difficulty in your life. And now we're here in this safe harbor, this safe cove in the vast ocean. And this is a good place to be. It's stable, but it's temporary, right? And now I think you're starting to feel this fire energy. We're starting to feel motivated. And the 2 of Cups, it's all about the love. It's all about seeking out fulfillment, seeking out what is meant for you, right? Let's keep going with the cards. We've got a 10. Oh, 10 of Swords, but the Empress in the future. See, we're worried about the next storm coming in. We're worried about disaster. We're worried about trying and failing. We're worried about getting kind of, caught in a terrible storm. So we kind of are just like, well, maybe I just want to stay here. But we can't, because we feel this pull. We feel this motivation. This is the song of the siren, right? The Empress is calling to us. This is the paradise. This is the land of milk and honey. This is kind of your birthright, right? This kind of life. So we have a choice here. We either choose to open ourselves up, we choose to activate our energy, fire up the engines and start sailing toward our best life, even if we feel that it could all come crashing down and it could be completely, we could get thrown off course. We could run right into another storm, right? So sometimes we survived something. I know that's not the best word to use, but we survived something here. And that's this. The Four of Cups is survival. But you're ready for more than that, right? You're ready for more than that because you feel this love in your heart and you feel that there is more out there meant for you. Six of Cups. There we go. Perfect, right? We have 4 to a 5 to a 6. Another 6. Repeat cards are always important. We got 3 of Wands. We've got a 2 of Pentacles, 2 of Cups, right? And the 8 of Swords. The mind is always going to convince you of not to do something. The mind, for some reason, and especially with the 8 of Swords, this is the mind that tends to always convince us to not do something. Whatever's going to be the easiest, let's do that. You know, whatever is going to involve me not getting off the couch, I'm for that plan. You know, we're safe here. This is a good cove. There's good fishing here. The weather's okay. Let's just stay here. It's safe. It's kind of comfortable. It's familiar. We just got out of that thing. We just overcame whatever this obstacle was. Let's just stay here. Let's not go out into the open ocean ever again, right? Our mind will kind of convince us to take the path of least resistance. Maybe sometimes the resistance is good for us, though. Maybe we have to fight the breakers. Maybe we have to push out into the open ocean. Maybe we have to fight against our fear or our complacency. The mind is going to try to convince us otherwise. So we get caught up in all this debate. We're sitting here having a conversation with ourselves, for years on end. And it's kind of the trick of the mind. The mind's going to try to keep you so busy that you never actually get to doing anything. Okay? And I think this is what we're dealing with. We need this kind of breakthrough, right? We're ready to begin something new. We're ready to take this ship, our sailing vessel, which is a seaworthy ship. We're ready to take it out and experience and find this paradise. And maybe there's some reasons why that's going to be a little difficult. Maybe this time of year there's a lot of bad weather. Maybe we don't really have a good map. We don't know exactly where we're going. But we don't really care. We feel drawn. It's kind of like we have this instinct with this 2 of Cups down here that's saying, I don't need a map. I don't need a compass. Your heart is your compass. Right? Your heart, it's this kind of quantum entanglement thing that you know where your best life is. You know where your future is, your soul, yourself, your spirit. You know where it's leading you. Even if we've got no rational, up here, see this air energy, we've got no rational reason to believe this. We've got no data. But you feel connected with something and you're going to go out and find it. And that's your Empress energy. Now, let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is the factor infinite and unknown. This is a random card, Smith-Waite Tarot. We're going to put Robo-Duck right there on top. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together. And it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. Okay? If at any point during this program you feel like you know what that card is, I want you to put your prediction down in the comments. All right? Let's do it together. Let's make it a group exercise. I think if we use our intuition, if we practice, we'll get better and better and better. All right? And it's kind of fun too. Let's look around. We notice the only major arcana is the Empress. That's what it's all about. This is your best life. This is your paradise. This is the kind of future that if you invest in it, it will invest in you. The more you contribute, the more you benefit. The more you put in, the more you get out. This is really living in harmony with nature, with, family and friends, having... This is kind of the card that's like, it's almost as if we're sitting there in our life, in our home, in what if you have a job, your career, in your spiritual work, you're here, right? And it's just the seasons are going by. You know, we have the moon phases, waxing and waning of the moon. It's the passage of time, and the years go by, and we're here, and we wouldn't want to be anywhere else. You know, this is a place where you could really spend your years. You know what I mean? It has that feeling to it, where it's just, I love to see the seasons go by. Winter, summer, everything in between. The ups and downs, the scarcity and the abundance. It's all part of the cycle of life, and it's just, and you're there, and you wouldn't trade it for the world. Hopefully that mystery card will not be the world card. And I can see it now. I can see the sun's going up and down. It's going around. The moon is going however it does. Time is passing, and we're here, and it's just it's bliss, you know. This is that blissful life. This is that quality of life that makes us feel like I could really spend my time here. I could see myself here in this life for the rest of my days. Yeah. And I think this is a really good feeling. I think we're all kind of searching for that. Even those of us that travel a lot and, you know, kind of bounce from one place to the other, maybe we're looking for that place that we can just kind of really settle down, really put down roots. And the years will go by, and we'll see things grow and things decay. And you know, our friends, our family, our kids, grandkids, they'll all grow up, and new generations will come in, and the animals in their migration, and the plants in their cycles, and all of this kind of stuff. And it's all going on around you, and you're right there in the center of it. And I feel like this is really good, you know. But we have to find it. We have to go and search for this. And the interesting thing is that it's not really a place, is it? It's almost a state of being. It's not a literal state, right? It's not a literal place. It's a place of your soul, you know. And I think that's what we're drawn to. We've got that Two of Cups underneath. So this is our major arcana. This feels like it is the central thing. It's in the middle of the table, right? This is our central focus. This is what we want. This is that spiritual energy that is calling to you. This is the divine calling your name. And we hear it echoing throughout the seven seas, and we're ready now. We have the capability. I think this is a major new beginning for you. You got out of something. You triumphed over something. Okay, you won this. It was a win, however you want to look at it. You won because you got away and you're still here. The simple fact that you're here right now watching me talk means that you won, right? This means that you overcame. You overcame everything. You overcame all the forces in the universe that were conspiring you to keep you away from this tarot reading, right? The power went out. The alarm didn't go off. You didn't get the notification on YouTube. The algorithms being weird and not sending you the videos. A lot of things, right? Just the inertia of us being in bed. Gravity. We overcame gravity just to get here right now. Just the simple fact that we're breathing. Every breath you take is a victory, right? And so whatever this was that happened in the past, we feel like we are survivors now. And there's a difference here. Because when I think of survivors, I think of a raft, on the sea, kind of a rescue boat kind of thing, a life raft, And it feels like this. It feels like a Four of Cups. This is that survivor energy. We survived something. We're not thriving. We're not flourishing. There's no party on the boat. But there's no holes in it either. We're not sinking. Right? We're okay. This is the survivor energy. This is that energy that realizes that we have been victorious. I didn't just survive. I kicked its ass. Excuse my language. So there's a difference here. And you've got to look at this more as a victory than just a survival, right? And so now, but the Four of Cups is a good place to be. It's a good state to be in, right? But now you're starting to get fired up for more. Now we're starting to realize, okay, I'm done just being that energy. I don't want to keep saying the S word, right? No, we're victorious. We are triumphant. And the 10 of Swords that's still lingering above us, that's the threat of another storm. Well, if you are just in survivor mode, then you'll do whatever you can to avoid the storm. That's what we do. That's what, I'm trying to just have a little bit of a separation between the two ideas, yeah. So the 10 of Swords is the potential for another storm. We're going to do what we can to avoid that. And our mind will help us. We don't worry about that. Your 8 of Swords over there is going to do everything it can so that you can avoid any kind of danger, any kind of risk, any kind of upset, emotional, mental, physical, whatever. It's, the mind tries to keep us out of trouble. Okay? Tries to. A lot of the time gets us into trouble or keeps us away from things that we really want. Okay? In its effort to protect us, the mind is kind of going overboard. It's kind of the most recent, faculty that we've developed as human beings. I think, anyway. I don't know. I'm not an expert. But it feels like it's kind of a new thing. And we're still figuring out how to use it right. Right now, it feels like it's this amazing, it feels like we just got a supercomputer. And it's like, oh, cool. Let's see all the things that it can do. Well, we don't know what it's capable. We don't know exactly how to use it properly to get to, for it to work for us. Sometimes it works against us. Sometimes we put in the wrong codes or whatever, and it doesn't do anything. Other times you get into a loop where it just keeps going around and around and around in a circle, never actually spits anything out. So we're trying to get here. We realize that our supercomputer is only going to do so much for us right now. We have to be willing to fire up the engines and start moving in that direction. And maybe it's our compass that keeps spinning around and around and around. We don't really have a direction. But we know that what we want is not right here. And we know that we need this ace so that this 4 becomes a 5, and the 5 is all about movement, motion. Right? Something that was solid or something that was stable and steady and in one place now has a direction. And we don't know what that direction is. See, this ace can point in any direction that it wants, but it is movement in some direction. And what we really want is for it to go that way. Of course, we want it to go toward that empress, that paradise, right? And if we can't rely on our mind, we can't rely on our supercomputer, we've got to rely on our heart. The heart, the feeling, the intuition, that's one of the first things we developed, right, as human beings, And we need to get back to feeling that. We need to get back to using that innate compass, right, your internal GPS. Learn to trust that again. Your own innate sense of direction rather than always needing the GPS on. My wife makes fun of me a little bit for that. Because everywhere we go, I've got to put it in the GPS, on the Google Maps and stuff. Everywhere I go, I've got to put it in the map, even if it's just something simple. Right? Anytime we go out of town, anytime we leave the little town we're in, I put the GPS in. And it's silly. And I make excuses why I do that. I say, well, it's just in case there's a crash or something. The Google Maps will tell you if there's a crash or something up ahead or a detour, So I feel like it's for safety, But no, really, it's because I need to learn to trust my innate sense of direction again. But sometimes when I don't use the GPS and I say, okay, I'm just going to drive and I'm going to figure it out. Then I start thinking, oh, okay, was Walmart that way? Oh no, it's on the other street. And I get lost. I'll admit it, I get lost. Because I'm using my supercomputer to try to figure out, to try to remember it was straight, left, right, and then, a U-turn, and then another left, and then a U-turn again. And rather than just feeling it, In my defense, I've only lived here for a few years. Where I grew up in California, right? San Francisco Bay Area. I was in the South Bay, San Jose area, right? Shout out to the South Bay. You put me in my hometown and that area, the San Francisco, and I could get anywhere at any time, day or night, eyes closed, hands tied behind my back. I can get there because I know it. It's built into me. It's innate because I spent 40 years there, something like that. Not trying to give away my age. I spent, 30-something years there. So it's ingrained into me. I know where I'm going. I can get from here to anywhere like that. I don't need a GPS. I don't need a map. But here, it's not built into me yet. It hasn't become a part of me where I just know where I'm going, where I can just feel the pull of something. And I wonder if you have similar feelings like that with your hometown. When you go there, you just know where everything is. You know how to get around in your home state, your home area, the county or something, wherever it is. And that's kind of what we're talking about here. And this is just that internal GPS where it's just like, this is built into me at such a fundamental level that I know where I'm going. And in any moment when you're faced with a decision, don't rely on our supercomputer brains to calculate a decision. What does it feel? How does it feel? Where does it feel? And be led by that. And that's what we're doing. I think that's what you're ready for. As we move to the path of the serpent, we see some water, fire, earth, and air. It's balanced over here. Over here, let's see, let's do it again. We had fire, we had water, we had a little bit of air, and then we kind of had maybe this earth energy here, so it's kind of balanced. But over here, fire, water, air, and earth, very balanced. This is a good sign. This is telling me that you are able to put every faculty that you have in its proper proportion. Everything is in balance. You're able to use your supercomputer but not rely on it. It kind of knows its place, right? And then your heart energy, your feelings, right? This kind of the emotions, the 6 of Cups down here. This is your ability to realize that just because it feels good right now doesn't mean that's where your heart is taking you. So we're talking about using your heart as a GPS, right? It doesn't just mean that you just attach like neurotransmitters or something, right? That you just attach to whatever feels good, right? And that's how we kind of go forward step by step, moment to moment. Just attaching to what feels good next, what feels good next, what feels good next and next. So we're able to keep that into check. We're able to keep that under control, right? And devote this energy to that Empress, that future. The 3 of Wands in your environment, right? Is in your environment. It's very much related to the 2 of Cups underneath. This is the love. This is that pull. This is that magnetism that is pulling you toward your goal there. The 3 of Wands is your will, your intention. It is this Ace of Swords. It is your sense of direction. But it's almost like there's a margin of error here. This is the limit of our tolerance. See, we think that this is just a pinpoint accuracy, 0 degrees either way. It's just right there, right? It's just dead ahead. But we realize that there's a margin of error, that we're not always going to make the exact right decision. And so we have to be willing to forgive ourselves a little bit when we don't do exactly the right thing every single time. Yeah. We have to give ourselves a little bit of slack. There's a little bit of tolerance here. If we say, okay, our heading is, 90 degrees, well, we can go 93, we can go maybe 87 is okay, right? We can do a couple degrees either way. There has to be some sort of a margin of error here, okay? And I think that it's very important that we realize that and that we don't let the mind use those use those errors, or say that inaccuracy, with, air quotes. We don't let the mind use that as a reason to say, see, you don't know where you're going. You might as well just stop the car and get out and stay home. Okay? Because we realize that we're feeling our way forward. And it's not so black and white, right? We've got the Two of Pentacles here. It's not so black and white. It's not that either you made the right decision or the wrong decision. It's not that simple. You've taken the right step forward or the wrong step forward. It's not that simple. The world's not black and white. So we have to realize that even, and I keep saying that, we have to realize. Because I think what we are trying to do is realizing this best life. And understanding and accepting that in this quest for this paradise, we're going to make mistakes. We're going to run into more obstacles. There are going to be more storms eventually. But just because something is not the ultimate goal, which we didn't achieve our thing, doesn't mean we failed at it. It means we need to keep trying and try harder. We want to close this margin of error as much as we can. But we have to have a degree of tolerance, right, with ourselves. And understand that, we just sometimes have to check in with our beliefs and our values and our will and our intention. We have to check our navigation, our internal kind of compass, and just, I'm gonna keep going in this direction. Maybe we need to make some course corrections. But the Two of Pentacles is what we don't want. This is in the position of what we don't want. This is the obstacle. This is all or nothing. This is the idea of black and white, yes or no. It's either a success or a failure. You're either perfect or you're broken. You're either healing or you're damaged. You're either going in the right direction or the wrong direction. You're either getting closer to the paradise or further away from the paradise. We have to be allowed to make some course corrections, to make some the Two of Pentacles is all about change. And this is us always trying to be as accurate as possible, but realizing, being aware of the fact that we're never going to be able to maintain a straight line. You ever try to drive on a straight line? It's impossible. You'll get a little bit off there and you just bring it back. Drift a little bit the other way, just bring it back. It's like meditation, You're trying to control your thoughts. You're trying to concentrate on the tip of your nose, or you're trying to concentrate on breathing. Trying to concentrate on the heart chakra, the third eye chakra. Your mind is going to waver. There has to be a degree of tolerance. And I think the more skill we get, the more experience we gain, the smaller is our margin of error. Right? And Crowley wrote about this very much in his treatise on meditation. That at the beginning, you'll be lucky if you could stay on course for 10 seconds, right? And eventually it'll be 20 seconds, a minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But the more skill we have, the more we're able to notice all those minor waverings, right? So we think we're getting better and better and better. And we are in a sense, but we're also very much more aware of the minutia. It's so much more precise. Okay. So we think we've got 3 degrees margin of error, and we're just trying to stay within those 3 degrees. And it may be you big swerve out of the lane, you get back in. Boom, big swerve out of the lane, you get back in. The better you get at driving, it feels like you're staying on that straight line. But then you're so much aware of just the very minute shifts in your consciousness. And so it feels like you're doing a million more course corrections. But we are getting better. We are staying on that straight line more. But now our skill has excelled, has grown, that we're perceiving all those little tiny movements. So it's like the closer we get to our goal, the more difficult it is to actually stay on the straight line. Compared to a year ago, it seems like you're perfect. Well, no, but yeah, maybe to the untrained eye. But when you get there, you can see how many movements you're actually making. Does that make sense? And I feel like that applies to life. And I feel like the closer we get to our goal, the more those little deviations are going to be noticeable. And the more they might affect us. And the more it might seem like, I'm failing, I'm not able to stay on the straight line. Well, compared to where we were a year ago, or what, to the untrained eye, you've not made an error at all. You've been perfectly on course, but you know, because you're right there and you've been doing it for so long, that, I've made a million mistakes. You look at any skill, you look at a master musician, or someone in sports, or someone who's a professional like race car driver, I don't know what. Somebody who, let's say, walking a tightrope, an acrobat or something. To the untrained eye, wow, that was flawless, absolutely perfect, 100%. But you ask that master about what they were doing, and they will say, I made a million mistakes. It was the worst performance of my life. I did so many things wrong, But to me in the audience, I'd be like, it was flawless. It could not be any better. See? And that's the Two of Pentacles. And that's what the mind is going to be really focused on. The closer we get to something, the more experience, the more skill we get at something, the more we're going to be able to pick it apart, because we'll be perceiving those fine details. But see, I just took 10 minutes talking about that. That's the Eight of Swords. We get so wrapped up in those little fine details where we think, God, I did so bad. It was awful, terrible. We're not giving ourselves enough credit. Again, that margin of error. For all intents and purposes, it was a flawless performance. Right? Let's look at the mystery card. I want to see something that's giving us... I want to see this. I want to see our boat. I want to see us putting it into gear. Maybe a chariot card. I want to see us getting a move on with this. I feel that the impulse is there, the desire and the drive is there. I want to see something moving. Yeah. If you have a prediction for this mystery card, I want you to put it down in the comments. Okay. I'm thinking chariot. I'm thinking. What else? What else could it be here? Maybe a Six of Swords. Let's see what we have. Oh, okay. Well, that's movement. The Tower. That is movement. This is that explosive movement. This is almost like you're putting it in gear, yeah, and then you're flooring it. Pedal to the metal here, I think this is kind of... it's coming abruptly, this impulse, this desire, and it's kind of like we have to go with it in the moment, because if we hesitate, we're getting caught up in this air energy, we're going to start questioning it, thinking twice, and then we're going to be here all day, So I kind of feel as once this fire kind of starts in you, it's just going to come full speed. Okay, I think this is... I think it's a major breakthrough. I think this is a new beginning for you. I think it's coming abruptly, this inspiration, more than anything. Okay? We're in this kind of, like I said, we're in this kind of survivor mode, but then you get someone lights a fire, right? Something lights a fire under you. You get this bug in you, and it just inspires you, and there's no stopping it. There is no stopping it, right? I think the Tower is the perfect confirmation card, because this is that breakthrough. This is that new beginning, and it's kind of like we're just getting out of that harbor, that safe kind of comfortable cove that we're in. We're just flooring it, and we're headed. And I think because you get this realization or this inspiration, and you go forward with it. Yeah. Anyway, extended reading, there's a link up top. You click up there. There's one down below. The links will take you directly to the extended reading, for Libra. New readings for Libra every Wednesday and Saturday, 6 a.m. Chicago time, but I am here every single day. You can come back and see me again tomorrow. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free, does not cost you anything. leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I'm not sure if I told this to you yet, Libra, but I have finally put in my 2 weeks notice at my day job. Yeah. So I'm trying to devote more time to my, YouTube career. I'm trying to do more work on this channel, more readings, longer readings, more in-depth readings, other stuff going on. I've got another channel that I'm working on. It's Dove and Serpent Bedtime Stories. There's a few readings already on there, not too many. I'm still trying to figure out the formula. But go subscribe there if you haven't yet. We're going all in, my wife and I. We're going all in on this YouTube thing. And I'm hoping that it gives me more time to focus on the quality of this channel and my other channels. I have another idea for a more tarot education kind of channel. And my wife's working on her channel. She's over at Ula Tea Leaf Readings. That's ULA Tea Leaf Readings. Marvelous work she does over there. And we're hoping to spend more time together as a family. And this now is it feels good to kind of be almost done with that day job thing. I've had that job for 15 years, right? So it's a little unsettling. It's kind of a little bit of a tower moment for me to not have that anymore, But it's worth it because this is where I really feel my calling lies, and I feel like this is my work, and I want to keep doing this work, Anyway, I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.